Yo! Today we're gonna have the Destroy All Humans. It is a cult classic. Wisecracking alien named Krypto Sporidium 137, or Krypto for the short, has landed on Earth in the year 1959 and quickly finds a deep and burning desire to destroy mankind to harvest their DNA. It turns out that these aliens can't breathe, but locked inside our genetic code lies strands they can use to replicate and thrive. Why the better way to exact is that with an anal probe called the Jack Nicholson acquired voice and the sophomore humor resonate with the audiences 15 years later, as a Krypto will say, "You damn right, it does. You're stinking on money." It's crazy that it has been 15 years almost today since the first Destroy All Humans was released on the original Xbox, PlayStation 2 and Wii. The THQ Nordic felt like it was the time not to only bring the Krypto back to life, but also wanted to rebuild it to look gorgeous on the modern platforms. Releasing on the Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and finally getting released on PC versions, it's just a graphical remaster but also sports a handful of modder updates. Let's check out the first two levels of the game for a quick taste of this reminder. The updates to the original are so numerous that it's hard to quantify them without a side-by-side companion, so that's what we've done. The team at the Black Forest Games revealed the entire game art aside from the scratching, and watching this video side by side you can see they added a few things here and there, meaning they will not line up perfectly. Still, it immediately appears that this isn't a remaster as much as a complete overhaul. Grass is everywhere, a lightning engage has been introduced, water looks gorgeous, 60 FPS, 4K resolutions, animations are infinitely better and Ali Pond Con. While I imagine there are more polygons in Krypto's new left ass cheek than is entire model on the original, we've come a long way of the last decade and a half. As faithful as the game is its roots, there are few tricks up Krypto's shiny silver sleeves. First and foremost, Krypto can now walk and chew the gum at the same time. More accurately, he can use two abilities simultaneously. This means he can be lifting one poor hapless heist with the PK ability while also pooping the fragile metal skulls of wandering meatbag to extract their delicious brain broken as DNA. Similarly, you can electrify a bunch of cows with Max Zap-O-Matic while hurting another into a nearby lake. A new lock-on system lets you easily rain that and anal props from the sky while keeping the action train on correct target. Flying mechanics for Krypto jetpacks feels more fueled and omnidirectional, whereas the original felt stiff and fairly locked into the four cardinal directions. Hopping in the Krypto spaceship, you'll find a lot of fresh animations on every surface. Little lights flicker and a spin, and the glowing portions along the flanks on the drip so do in fact not glow. It's clear that the team spent a great deal of time ensuring that the control scheme matches in the current generation of the game. They succeed widely. The ray gun on the spaceship unleashed death and destruction, and all it began given a great deal of polish. Explosions now better, albeit styles, smoke and fire plums as the building explored the same sand debris flying in all directions. In the original, fires went out almost immediately on the truth of spending compilation cycles on the debris in 2005 was entirely anachromatic. The real only I complain have with Destroy All Humans is the voice work. While the team did polish all the audio in the game and glossy shine, even bringing back the original voice actors to re-record their lines, there is a lot voice repetition amidst of all NPCs and laser extent. Krypto's exhibit test marks orthofolks. After a few hours, you roll your arse and superb every time you hear it. There are a few minor bugs I ran into during my playtime. Text seems to scratch beyond the edges on the screen when running at 4K. I'm sure it's getting patched out, but it's there nonetheless. Similarly, I ran into the checkpoint mission where my nuclear load truck spawned and instantly died thanks to the exploring irradiated bone vials. Restarting the mission was easy enough, bypassing the problem. I've also run into the occasional frame rate hitch where the game will be plummet for a brief moments during fits on the heavy action. It's largely inconsistent, so it's unlike not a performance issue as much as a bug. These little hiccups are extraordinarily small nits against a surprising well-polished title. Black Forest Games could have probably stopped at rebuilding the entire game from the ground up, we have all been happy, but clearly they weren't. Instead, they dug through the trash cans, under the cousins' cushions, and the likely very dusty contic room floor until they found an undressed level. This entirely new level is called the Lost Mission of Area 42, and it's great to see it bring to life. Well done to the Black Forest Games for the cherry on top. In total, there are 22 missions, consisting about 11 hours of gameplay in Destroy All Humans. You can revisit and previous missions to try to eke out the Foundation free run DNA from optional sub-objects. You can also hit optional challenges like racing, causing carnage, destroying buildings, and more of DNA. All of these DNA fits you upgrades, letting you upgrade your various weapon for a Krypto and his ship. None of these upgrades are required per se, but they do make more difficult missions a little easier doing. Besides, where else can you tackle a mission that asks you to kill dozens of cows, giving you bonus points towards 3-star rating if you electrocute or BBQ them? The BBQ. Anyways, the THQ Nordic purchased one of the intellectual property of Defective Publishing, and THQ in 2013 continues to pay dividends for the players. Destroy All Humans is easily one of the best remastered remakes we've seen from any studio, and it's clear that the Black Forest loved the project enough to make it the very best version of itself that it could be. At the launch price, it's only $29.99 on the PC, and Amazon's on the consoles. It's $39.99. It's a steal. Chop chop, little monkey. It's a probing time. So, rebuilt from the group up in every way, Destroy All Humans puts every other remaster on notice. This is how it's done. Exciting remastered visuals in 4K 60, lightning textures, animations, everything rebuilt. Voice quality upgrades abound. Brand new level in Area 42. Humor holds up remarkably well. And the cons: audio repetition, audio repetition, audio repetition, audio repetition, rare heavy actions, frame rate hit. Thank you for watching. Bye.